I don't know, you guys. David, the Mexican monster, Benavidez, is looking less and less like a monster and more like a human. It's your boy, Mr. 926, a.k.a. Bushido the Dragon, a.k.a. the Black Mage, a.k.a. I could just do this all day, the two-time demonetized champion of the world.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man.
Check it out, man. David Benavidez, Dave Morrell, two former super middleweights that we thought was on a collision course. We thought that they was going to be facing each other sooner rather than later. And we heard reports earlier today that Dave Morrell and Dave Benavidez got something big cooked up for boxing fans. And as you can see here, Dave Morrell says, it's in Spanish, it says, ready for him to come at Benavidez 300. You ready, right? And then Benavidez says on his stories, cooking up something big for y'all for my next fight. Stay tuned. So this led a lot of people to believe that Dave Morrell and David Benavidez were finally going to be facing each other in a super middleweight showdown between two boogeymen in boxing. But wait, we hear reports now that that fight is not going to happen. Michael Benson reports that told by, it says, quote, it says told by Team Benavidez, it says this, quote, told by David Benavidez that reports of him potentially fighting Dave Morrell next are not true. He will be facing Jesse Hart in December, end quote. Now, I heard that Dave Benavidez was going to be facing Jesse Hart, but when I heard the news earlier today that he could be potentially facing Dave Morrell, I'm like, oh, shoot, wow, okay. That's a treat for boxing fans. Both guys campaigned at 175. Both guys didn't necessarily look as dominant at 175. Morrell didn't look as dominant against Hot Rod, and David Benavidez didn't look as dominant against Gajvic, right? Neither one of those guys was showing this crushing power or the things that they was doing at 168 pounds. At 175 pounds, whole different ballpark. Maybe those guys ain't quite ready for 175 pounds just yet. But moving forward, David Benavidez is looking less and less like a Mexican monster and more like a human, if you ask me. And I'm a fan of David Benavidez, but if I'll be lying to you guys if I say he wasn't avoiding Dave Morrell. They're really avoiding the whole conversation altogether. If they took it upon themselves to come out and tell the insider guys, look, those reports ain't true. You know, we don't want fans to be thinking that we go be fighting this guy, Dave Morrell. We don't want no smoke with this dude. Canelo don't want no smoke with Dave Benavidez, but David Benavidez for sure don't want no smoke with Dave Morrell. And that's just the reality of it. I'm calling it how I see it. I have no horse in the race. I'm a fan of all these dudes. But you guys already know, when you come to Bushido Boxing, you'll get the 100% truth, bro. Dave Morrell, he can't get Dave Benavidez in the ring to save his life. And for whatever reason, as good and talented as Dave Benavidez is, he don't want no smoke with Dave Morrell. I mean, I think that'll be I think that's the perfect fight right now, considering how both guys looked at 175 pounds. They both didn't look as strong as they did at 168 pounds. Both guys' power didn't seem to be there like it was at 168 pounds. So you would think that, okay, you know what, let me just go ahead and make this fight with Dave Morrell and show him this shit ain't sweet. Nah, he said he's fighting Jesse Hart. And we've seen Jesse Hart fight some of everybody at 175 pounds. He's always on the losing ends of things. And one would question, well, what's the angle? Maybe he needs a somewhat of a tune-up fight at 175 pounds to kind of build into the weight class. Even though David Benavidez himself is considered like a cruiserweight, he's huge, big, and et cetera, et cetera. But when we watched him against Gajvic, he didn't seem to be able to hurt Gajvic at all. He would have literally had to bring a sledgehammer in the ring to put a dent in that guy. It just didn't look like Dave Morrell had that same crushing, blistering power that he had at 168 pounds. And I can say the same for Dave Morrell at 175 pounds. Against Hot Rod, he didn't necessarily look great against Hot Rod. Where was the skill set at? Where was the power and things that he was doing in 68? Maybe they're just not quite ready for light heavyweight. But whatever the case, you would expect them to be ready for each other. But one guy seems to be ready for the other. But Dave Benavidez seemed to don't want no smoke with Dave Morrell. And that's just what it is. But tell me what you guys think. We thought we was going to get this super fight between David Benavidez and Dave Morrell. But David Benavidez came out and said, no, we are fighting Jesse Hart in December. Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.